Star Citizen Alpha 3.2 is now live and available to everyone that has a game package. This video will go over the patch notes and features of the new patch and how the new mechanics work. They have added mining gameplay mechanics to the moons of Crusader, more specifically to Daymar, Yela and Selin. This can only be done in the Prospector though, the mining mechanics. You firstly will prospect for deposits, so to scan for a deposit, use the ping mechanic, enter the ship's scanning mode by pressing tab, and then hold and release the left mouse button. Any mineable deposits will appear highlighted with a UI box for distant zones of deposits and specific markers for closer rocks. A ping will also temporarily increase passive radar detection ranges. You'll then want to scan the deposits for more information, so while in scanning mode, which is tab, place the crosshair over the mineable rock to gain more information. Alternatively, enter mining mode with M and aim the mining reticle at the rock that you wish to scan or mine. Your ship will automatically begin the scanning process and reveal the contents of the rock. You'll then want to fracture the rock, so you use left mouse button to activate the ship's mining laser, keep the rock energy level inside the optimum window, the little green part of the bar, by adjusting the laser throttle using your mouse wheel. Once the rock energy level is inside the optimal window, the fracturing sensor bar will increase, and once it's at 100%, the rock will break apart into smaller chunks. Some of these chunks can be mined down further and will be highlighted with orange, whereas chunks that are now extractable will be highlighted purple. When the rock energy level bar exceeds the optimal window and goes into the red, the overcharged sensor bar will begin to increase. If the overcharged sensor bar goes to 100%, the rock will explode, violently damaging your ship and things around it, as well as the extractable mineral itself. So to extract ore, once it's purplely highlighted, press right mouse button to enter extraction mode, and then using left mouse button to activate the extraction tractor beam. The cargo capacity bar will begin to increase as the ore is extracted into the ship's cargo hold. You then want to sell the ore because you want to make money, so you can go to Grimhex, Levski and Port Olisar, and there are specific kiosks located near the admin desks. You interact with the kiosk by holding F, and then you'll want to select the prospector from the top left ship drop-down menu, and then select Sell to Refinery. A new group system has been implemented, so group members can be added from the contact list of the Mobiglass, the contact list of the main menu, or by direct interaction with players by pressing F on them in-game. AR markers will appear for all party members. All party members will be granted access to each other's ships. A party chat channel is also created on the contact app of the Mobiglass. Quantum linking or party-based group quantum travel is also now enabled. So to do this, form a party with players that you intend to link with or travel with. This can be done via the main lobby from the friends list in game by pressing F11 and then right Alt to activate the cursor, or by interacting with the player directly to add them to your group using F again. Anyone within the party can activate their quantum drive by pressing B to spool and calibrate to any location, and anyone who calibrates will automatically send their calibration data to other members in the party who are within 10 kilometers. After the group settles on a destination that one of the players has calibrated to, everyone needs to align to the same destination and spool their drives. The initial calibrator should see a list of members of his party on his calibration UI and their spool status, the little empty circle next to the name that fills when they start to spool, along with the status for party alignment. Once everyone is spooled and aligned, the calibrator holds B to initiate quantum travel, and everyone who is aligned, spooled, and within 10 kilometers of the calibrator will enter the jump as a group. They've added orbital path generation for quantum travel as well now, so that allows travel around planetary bodies to near surface destinations, and this can be a curved sort of like jump as well. It doesn't have to be a direct route. You can jump around the planet. Ships now have scanner/ping functionality. To enter the scanning mode, press tab, hold the left mouse button. To charge a ping pulse, press V to narrow the ping focus and C to widen it. They've added remote turret camera views as well and controls to applicable ships. So remote turret control stations can now control turrets by interacting with the appropriate consoles. They've implemented this on the Ursa Rover, the 600i and the Super Hornet. They've added an overclock feature to individual components available on the Power Items MFD, the multifunction display in cockpits. To overclock, go to your Power MFD and select Items tab. From there, you will be able to power off individual items as well as overclock items. You are shown a power bar for each. For some of your components, overclocking will increase their performance at a steep power cost. This can make your laser weapons fire quickly, for example. Quantum travel now has a calibration time. It is dependent on distance to destination and a separate spooling time before becoming activatable. Press the quantum travel button once, B, to activate spooling, which will bring up possible local destinations. Some long-range travel, such as Delamar and some of the moons, will still require you to use the star map interface. Aligning the nose of your ship with the intended destination will automatically begin the calibration process. Once complete, push and hold B to begin quantum travel. There is a lot of economy balance and testing going on. The in-game economy is very much still in flux, and as such, pricing of goods, services, as well as rewards for missions are in an experimental phase, and they are moving them around and testing stuff with that. Your account UEC wallet should now be available in-game, so you'll start any reset with any UEC that you have on your account as Alpha UEC. Don't worry, you're not actually spending your actual UEC at this stage though. Stores throughout the verse have been expanded with shopping kiosks that allow the player to directly purchase and equip items from a single interface. Dumper's Depot now offers ship weaponry for sale, with different locations offering different styles of goods. So Grimhex has energy ship weapons, weapon mounts, power plants and quantum drives. Levski has missiles, missile racks and coolers. Port Olisar has ballistic ship weapons, weapon mounts and shields. They've added the distortion repeater to the in-game ship weapons. For FPS weapons, they've added the Kastak Arms Scalpel Sniper Rifle, the Klassen Werner Demeco Light Machine Gun, the Gemini F55 Light Machine Gun. FPS weapons are now included in the dynamic economy pricing as well. They've added new clothing, the Port Olisar collection to Kasaba at Port Olisar. They have added a lean system to FPS combat. Leaning left and right is activated by using Q and E keys respectively. They've expanded the ability to pick up objects to more navigational states and contexts. They've improved stop, initial step and turn animations for the player avatar. They've changed the weighting of the on-foot third-person camera. They've rebalanced recoil, spread and damage of all of the FPS weapons. They've added headshake on recoil, updated the PBR for helmets, changed rolling when prone to state switching rather than push to hold. They've adjusted weapon recoil and spread behavior as well. They've added a new mission, Destroy Probe, for both lawful and outlaw players, versions of each. They've added some ships and vehicles, the Anvil Hurricane, the Asperia Blade, the Aegis Eclipse, the Origin 600i Explorer variant. There's also been a complete rework of the Aegis Avenger series, including an increase in base size, increase in hardpoint size, changes in default loadout, new animations, along with interior and exterior revamps too. It can take 2 size 3 weapons and a size 4 weapon now, which is pretty sexy. They've added the blade to the Vandal Swarm game mode as well as a combatant. They've added sensitivity settings for the Xbox controller, updated loading screens for all game modes. Joysticks can now pitch yaw while in free look. The chat window is now open by default and available in third person. Press F12 to get rid of that or to bring it up. Players should automatically get pulled out of kiosk interaction when inactive for a period of time. They've set up new render-to-texture screens on shopkeeper terminals, improved quantum travel, target alignment functionality, and minor visual updates to the ASOP terminal screens at Port Olisar have been made. Criminal rating now goes up once a ship is despawned when illegally parking, rather than immediately upon touchdown. They've also set up new screens for com array terminals. Mission objectives are now ordered on the Mobiglass from oldest to newest. They've doubled mission rewards, decreased the influx of goods to require large-scale shippers to be more dynamic in their routes as well. Let's take a look at the updates to ships and vehicles. They've updated retro thruster art and animation on the M50, added landing gear compression to Starfarer Base and Gemini, updated the MISC Prospector to have a tractor siphoning beam and a cutting laser beam for mining, as well as the supporting animations for that. The own status MFDs are now on and selectable for the Retaliator. They've updated the visual effect of the Cartu Al's quantum travel. Updates for cockpit animations on the Reclaimer have been made. Ship health is now a single pool divided per face rather than having individual pools. They've updated the Drake Herald with landing gear compression, expanded the flight ready interaction set triggers to prevent overlap with door interactions on the Hornet series. They've lowered the power plant output to create meaningful consequences to power allocation. There's been a rebalance of heat generation and cooling to create more meaningful consequences to components and ship functioning as well. They've reduced the shield and power plant available slots on the Sabre. They've increased the passive and active power draw for ship weapons. They've set up shield generator power use to be proportional to the amount of shield energy required. They updated ship atmospheric terminal velocities to correct some ships being able to exceed them. They've lowered base IR and EM signatures for ships. They've enabled paints in the VMA, the Vehicle Manager app, and set up the Aurora to equip its various paint schemes. They've repositioned and centered the HUD on the Sabre. They have reworked the range and damage and spread of the scatter guns for ships. They've updated the Reliant to only carry one size 3 gun rather than 2. They've retuned the boost scale of the Razor and variants to match other ships and made variants closer to the base model. They refactored and did a full balance pass on G-forces. Quantum Drive now uses full power when spalling and travelling. They've resized the 85X flight HUD, and there's been a lighting update for the Starfarer series. Let's move on to technical and bug fixes. They fixed 7 crashes and a GPU crash fix has been made. They've made various performance tweaks and graphical fixes for flickering when using SLI. They've reskinned multiple jackets to fix t-shirt clipping issues. The top thrusters on the Dragonfly should now rotate. Outposts should no longer have an ATC communication or landing assignment zone. The landing system should no longer report the ship as landed too far from the surface/pad. The punk hairstyle should no longer have missing LODs from certain distances and angles. Weapons rented with wreck should no longer be usable in the persistent universe. They have fixed item ports on the Vehicle Manager, sometimes showing isolated text. They've corrected the Terrapin thruster orientation issues. EVA entry into the Prospector should no longer get the character stuck in a falling state. They've limited excess field of view changes in the director's camera controls. They've added the missing countdown timers for self-destruct in the Constellation series. Background stars should no longer appear in front of the planet on Dying Star. HUD warnings in the P-52 Merlin should now be the proper colour. Players should now show up on the FPS radar consistently. Automated turrets at comm arrays should now function properly. Grenade audio should now be affected by pressurization. The players should now be able to look around while crawling forward. The player's pistol should now fire in the directions it's facing while crawling. Control should now be locked when entering quantum travel, preventing arrival spin-outs. Modified the internal collisions for the Urza rover to prevent players from clipping through the roof. The player should no longer snag or hitch when in transition between interior and exterior of ships. The shields should now properly cover the Katu Al and Reliant in their various flight modes. They fixed an issue where persistent universe loading screens were not shown on boot up. Temporarily removed explosion damage from the Combine cannon to fix issues with hit prediction. Players should no longer be missing their ankles when wearing Waylight shoes. Players should no longer be able to mount weapons on utility slots not intended for them. Unbinding Fire Group 1 should now work properly. Squadron Battle UIs should no longer appear at the top of the screen after dying in free flight. They fixed an issue where the power triangle hotkeys were incorrectly calling other keys, causing unintended results. Keybinds are now tied to hardware IDs to fix Windows reordering issues. Now, it's actually quite a big one for people that were using multiple devices and using HOTAS and that sort of stuff. They fixed an issue where 2 players bed logging out at the same time would disable the logout prompt for one. Players should no longer log back in at the PU origin after bed logout in certain ships. Gravity on the landing pads in Arena Commander Free Flight should now be more consistent. Players should now be able to get killed by grenades within the physics grid of a ship. They fixed a small gravity gap near point B on Station Demin. The Katu Al's lateral thrust should now work properly when in landing mode. The start line graphic for Arena Commander Race Mode should now properly swap from stop to go at the start of the race. The manned turret of the Gladiator should now rotate properly. They fixed an issue where ships couldn't self-destruct in racing modes. Ship and spawn locations should persist after bed logout, even if the player changes regions and servers. They've corrected damage type for the size 2 Tarantula ballistic cannon to only physical. They removed accidental damage bonuses for the R97 shotgun. Small lights on the Saber series should now no longer glow during forward acceleration. They fixed an issue where players could get stuck in the door of the Prospector. They've made a fix for vehicle aim/look controls not accounting for roll. The track on ASOP terminals should now work properly. They fixed an issue where shields were missing audio effects. They fixed an issue where aim down sights animations on the R97 shotgun weren't working properly. They've also fixed some flipped decals on the Starfarer's exterior. The left side rear thrusters on the Vanguard should no longer have exhausts firing in the wrong direction. Players should no longer occasionally spawn in Arena Commander without their flight suit helmet. Gimbal lock should now no longer prevent manned turrets from moving. Eslin, the Levski ATC guy, should now be properly at his station. The manned turret of the Reclaimer should now function properly. Crashing while carrying a box should no longer attach that box to the player's hand. Players should no longer start Star Marine matches with their weapons holstered. The Terrapin weapons should no longer appear to constantly jitter. There are a couple of known issues with the patch. With quantum linking, master ships will not see newly logged in party members on the calibration HUD unless they exit and re-enter the pilot seat. They've temporarily removed ammo pickups from Arena Commander pending a fix for ammo drops not working properly. And that's pretty much it for the 3.2 patch notes. To celebrate the release of 3.2, myself and a multitude of other Star Citizen streamers are fundraising for Special Effect with a series of streams over the week until the 7th of July. There will be ship giveaways across the various streams too. Go to justgiving.com/fundraising/star-citizen-special effect to find out more and get involved. I'm also giving away a Saber Raven to a random commenter on one of my videos during that time too. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos made this week to be in for a chance of winning, including this one. Also, Shadow stuffs. Be sure to check out Shadow. It's a cloud-based alternative to getting or upgrading your gaming PC. It allows you to leverage the power of a GeForce 1080 at the moment and a powerful Windows 10 PC on almost any device so long as your internet connection is good enough. It works with Star Citizen now for 3.2 and with 3.3 coming in September. With object container streaming, it's only going to get better. Shadow is available in France, Germany, United States, United Kingdom, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Switzerland. If you do try it out, be sure to use the code BoredGamer to get a discount. Links to more info in the description below. A special thank you to my Patreons and all the people that watch my videos and all that sort of jazz. You guys are awesome. If you want to support the channel further, there's links below as well for Patreon donations and all that sort of jazz as well. You guys are amazing. You take care, and I'll see you in the verse.